Hello, artists. Okay, we are doing the letter B. All right. B. And we could have a lot more fun with that, but we're just going to do that for now. Okay, so remember we are taking, I like to use the Uniball Signo Gel Pen Impact 207. It is a medium point pen. It is awesome. I do have these down in the Amazon links. Now this is somewhat water soluble. It's not as water soluble. Using my Arteza mixed media 9x12. It's a 110-pound sketchbook. It does have mixed media paper in it, so it's not as the ink won't move as easily on this paper as it will on our book, because our book has been treated with gesso and then a layer of paint, acrylic paint. So the ink moves really easily on this, and it doesn't move that easily on this. But we are taking our gel pen, and let's see, I'm just kind of going off of memory here, but let's start with okay, bats are pretty easy. And they have some big old flappy wings. As you guys know, I get bat visitors in my house occasionally, so you know, it's only right to do a little bat. And Halloween's coming up here too. Now, we're just gonna put a little nosy on him. A little smile, half smile, and some fun eyes. This does not have to be perfect, and in fact, you can use your non-dominant hand in order to make him a little bit less perfect. And you do have these little creepy legs coming off. But that's why we hold the pen back so far, is so that we don't have to, you know, feel like we have to make this perfect. We're gonna put a little belly button on him. All right, a beaver. He's got some big old chompers, right? Let's see. Shorter legs, big feet. Those big feet are kind of fun. Oh, little fat belly. Again, little big feetsies. Because he's a pro swimmer, right? All right, then we've got a big old tail, which is going to define his beaverness, and kind of a humpy back. And put a little ear on him. And we'll put an eye on him. That ear is probably where his eye should have been, so we're going to probably make that ear into an eyebrow. Maybe this will be an old beaver. We can give him some fur. And probably should give him a second leg. There. And second leg there. And we kind of color in or shade in that back leg a little bit. Give him a little shading under his belly, a little shading under his tail. You know, and his tail has kind of these little scaly things on him. And he's got to have a little nose and an ear. Let's put some ears on him. I don't know what a beaver ear looks like. I can't remember. Now you see, he's supposed to be kind of scribbly, kind of fun. You know, this guy, we could put like an extra, you could put a piece of, you know, you can collage on his body, or you could collage his wings. You could, he has kind of little claws off of his wings here. You know, give him a little bit more interest. He needs to smile more though. And he has kind of pointy ears. So we're just going to kind of accentuate that line just a little bit. Remember, he doesn't have to be perfect, and it's just an oval shape. It's kind of a pear shape, upside down pear, and some fun lines. You know, don't feel like you have to be perfect on this. The less perfect it is, the more fun it's going to be. All right, bear. We'll do a standing up bear. And then for the eyes, just do a line. Now you can do a couple different style of eyes. You can do this style of eyes, or you can do just kind of a circle eye, which maybe I'll do that on the buffalo. I'll see here. And they've got big noses. We're just putting the indicators in, and a little tiny mouth, although he should have a big mouth. Okay, and then again, putting my pen back further here. He's got to have some big old bear paws, right? And of course he's got fur. And I guess we'll put both hands on his hips. Okay. Definitely not perfect, and that's what we're looking for. Now remember, this is just kind of my practice, my warm-up before I go into my book. And if you end up making a really fun creature in your practice, if you decide to practice, you know, you can always cut them out, collage them, and stick them in the book itself. It's better to leave just a little bit of white in the eye. Gives it a little extra dimension. He's kind of fun, isn't he? Now, I don't think I'm going to go through and color all of this for you. Although we could do that. Let me know down in the comments, guys, whether you would like for me to do the practice animals on Wednesday and the finished videos on Friday, or if you would like for me to try to combine the practice and the finished piece of work. You know, I only have about 15 minutes per video, so we really have to use our time in a way that everybody stays interested and engaged in the project. But I also want you to be able to practice and have plenty of time to work in your book if you so desire. But if you wanted me to go ahead and do a video with the practice, I would go through and show you how to color everything in. So, and the last one I'm going to do is I'm going to do a buffalo head, because I love buffaloes. And shaggy beard. You see how there is no precision to this. That was just a half circle with some darks for the nostril. And then you put a little line in there, and that would lead us down to, we're going to give him a mustache because he's going to be a biker buffalo. And a big beard. All right. Well, then he needs to have the wonky eyes here. Okay, we're going to try to leave a little bit more white in there this time. That's the nice thing about working a little bit larger, is that you can give more detail to them for sure. He's pretty cool. Dig him. We're gonna give him a little more fur here, a little bit more fur here, and here. We're just kind of widening out his face because the buffalo horns, they're pretty much so on the side of his head, but and we would probably do a little shading here. A little shading here. And this is meant to be fun. So we are not trying to overthink this. We're just trying to get a general feeling for the creature. I'm gonna give him some eyebrows. That's kind of his eye socket there. And he's got some big deep eyebrows here. I'm just darkening in some of the lines, defining his features. I would actually have fun coloring this guy in, so I think this week I'm just gonna do the practice animals here first. Now, if you want me to, again, try to do it all in one video, I can try that, but we'll see what happens. Okay, that brush wasn't really stiff enough. My brushes are all dirty, so because there's, you know, they've been sitting in the water and the water is a little bit glicky in there. So, but the whatever color that is, that's a perfect color for him, isn't it? Yes, it is. You could also probably dip your pen into coffee. That would give him a good brown color, you know, since half of us already do dip our pens accidentally into our coffee. I know I've done it more than once. All right, we're just giving him a little color here. Oh, he's just awesome. Now we can come back in, since that paper is wet, it will move that ink around a little bit more. You'll get a wider line. Just scribbly lines, guys. That's all I'm making here is scribbly lines. Let's grab out our watercolor set. Here it is. I've got my Arteza watercolor set. They have a lot of different colors. And let's go ahead and paint this guy up. And like I said, if you would like for me to not finish these sketchbook pieces, I will move directly into the next, you know, into the book. But I think it's kind of nice to break it up a little bit. This is just water. And just wetting down my palette real quick. Just grabbing a brush. This brush has been used and abused. We won't use it for the fine detail work, but I think he'd be great for the color here. We're going to put a little bit blue here also in this because we want to try to create dimension. So we're giving his back colors a little bit of a blueness to it, and his front face colors will get brighter and more intense as they come forward. He does not have to be just brown and white because it's our universe, it's our fun animal. And here still, I'm using this paintbrush in a very loose manner. Now, I'm trying not to saturate the colors around his face. See how I'm not going back into the paint. Oh, I dig them. Always have a little piece of paper towel on hand. It's very helpful. All right, we're gonna bring some, whoops, that's a little bit too intense. Add a little bit of water to it. We want that where the highlight is gonna be, where, you know, where we want our eye to go. It has to be the brightest color. It has to be the warmest color. So we want all this other stuff to kind of sit back, and we want his face to be kind of front and center. All right, that's a horrible brush. Let's bring in, I think this is kind of the Payne's gray color. Looks a little thick. Let's dull it down, or water it down here just a little bit. It's a little bit too browny. We'll add a little blue in there. There we go. That's a prettier color than just mud brown. A little bit more of that. There we go. Now there's a lot of water on there, so we need to just kind of dip it off just a touch. To make his awesome nose. We're also going to use this to do just some quick shadows. Again, our highest contrast areas will also bring your eye to that particular point. So while I have the warmest yellows, I've also put, you know, the highest contrast right next to it. Oh my gosh, buddy, you are so cool. And let's have some fun orange colored horns here. Now see how I'm just going on the outer edges. What I'll do is I'll come back through with a yellower color, trying to create a little bit of dimension just with our color. We're not thinking about it too much. We just know that if we want it to look round, we have to put the warmest colors in the inside, or, you know, the side that's, you know, facing forward or that hits the sunlight. That's kind of your rule of thumb. Oh, you're just so fun, buddy. All right, let's we're gonna bring kind of this orangey color in here. We want some little bit redder lips here. A little bit upper lip, even though it's not drawn in. It's okay. And we're going to go in with that color there, whatever that was, just kind of that muddy yellow color. And we're going to take that same kind of muddy yellow color, put it in under here. He's got to have a little bit more shadow under his nose. and under his lip there. So let's bring in maybe a little bit more of this color. A little shadow under his lips, a little shadow under his nose, a little bit more shadow through here. Let's put a little bit more yellow right in here. So think about contouring your face, even though it's an animal. You know, we always have to cover up our dark circles under our eyes. He's kind of got these dark, shadowy eyes, which is kind of fun. I think he's pretty awesome. And now we're going to bring in, we can bring in white gesso or our white gel pen. Probably be easier to find the white gel pen or the white gesso. I have one of these that works and one that doesn't. I've got more on order, thankfully. All right, I'm just kind of going back through and redefining some of the blacks. I think I actually put one extra color in there, so we're going to kind of change that up a little bit here. We're going to give them bigger black irises here. It's just 1 circle, 2 circle, 3 circles. Half circles to make the eyes. The eyes are super simple. Don't be intimidated by them. The nice thing about doing things in this style is that it really frees you up to have fun with this and not have to make it absolutely perfect. You know, I get kind of stuck on that perfection thing here too. I do, you guys know I do. We're just kind of going through and adding a few extra lines. I think that top lip was necessary. Let's see if we can't just kind of double up that line just for the fun of it. There we go. His under his nose needs to be a little bit darker. We're going to put a high contrast spot there, but I don't want it to be black. I've got yellow in there. Leave the highlight so that it feels like it has some dimension to it. All right, and we're going to come back in. Now, since that paper's wet, it will cause this ink to move more. It's a good way to get a nice shadow effect in there. And we're going to put one more line over his nose. Just because we can. All right. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd subscribe, that would be awesome. On Saturday's video, I'm going to do my bee metaphors in my book. Be sure to comment and let me know what animals you would like for me to do for C for our practice. And if you can think of any good C metaphors, I would appreciate the comment. All right, my amazing artists. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know if he looks that much like a buffalo. He kind of has a kind of a troll feel to him, but he's super cool, and I completely dig him. So have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.